Hey guys, it is Amy the Relocated Tourist coming to you live once again from my office. It is Thursday, March 19th, 2020, and it is a dark evening here in Orlando, Florida. I usually say it's a sunny day. Well, it was actually. I think we almost got to 90 today, and which just stinks because obviously all of us are quarantined. So how are you all? Because I am going bat blank crazy. Trying to not eat everything in sight in my house, trying to, when I have to get out of the house to pick up some type of supply, not to come near anybody, which is just like, I don't know, I feel like I just need a whole bottle of, you know, disinfectant and just pour it all over my body at this point. How are you all doing? This is just crazy. I feel like I'm gonna wake up from this. This is not all happening. So it's been last week, Wednesday was the last time I was at Disney. I thought about doing a countdown, or not even a countdown, but like, it's been so many days since I've been to Disney. It's stupid. But and then I sound like a self-entitled brat, and that's obviously not what I want to come across. I miss it like you guys do. I was able to post a couple videos. I've been trying to look through my phone, just scrolling through any extra footage I have of the parks to share with you guys. I just know how it feels, but I knew how it felt before, but that feeling of missing the walk down Main Street, or walking up the sidewalk up into Spaceship Earth, or like, I would give anything right now to be standing back in that line for Rise of the Resistance and being so excited. I remember last week being in that line and thinking, like, just enjoy it because this is going to be it for a while. I just didn't know what the a while was going to be. I fear it's going to be 2 months, not 2 weeks. As more and more cancellations come in, let's see, yesterday they announced that all the Florida malls and outlets were all closing last night, which is a smart way to do it. I wish Disney had done it that way and not given a couple heads up days, just because then they got filled with more people, and that's kind of what we're trying to avoid, right? It's like, everybody stay away from people. Our beaches, I guess another one, Clearwater, just closed. The officials are kind of giving the word on that. It is scary. It is so. Publix is my grocery store. I've talked about it on Moving Mondays, and they are phenomenal at keeping things stocked. Like, most times during the year, even during a hurricane, they usually have all the bottled water in like one pallet, and all the bread and all of this and all that, and they just are on top of it. Like, it's very rare. I've been nervous about this virus the past couple weeks, just been kind of keeping an eye. Like, I think we all have been kind of just like keeping it over there, like trying to live life normally, right? Like, as usual, routine. And then I went to Publix this morning and my bubble of hoping this was all at least there, let me say it that way, between that and the news, my bubble is just popped, and then it's blown up again, and then popped again, and then it's like violently popped some other way, because that, I don't know if it's possible. Can you have an anxiety and a panic attack at the same time? Because that's what I had today at Publix. We have a very large population, obviously, here of snowbirds. And so they're at high risk right now. They're also saying now the younger ones are also at high risk. And so they opened at 8 a.m. this morning at Publix. And I usually food shop every single Thursday, trying to keep a routine down. And so I went in like almost on the dot, and it was filled with snowbirds, and which is awesome. They just announced today Publix going to back it up an hour for just them, which I think is brilliant. I was asking actually one of the managers there today, like, are you guys going to do that? Because I heard in the news that other stores were doing that. I think it's fabulous because they're very scared about grocery shopping. They shared a story about a couple who stopped a woman on the way and gave her their money and their list, and said, could you go food shop for us? Which I would phenomenally do that for anybody sitting in their car, hence gloves and everything. But I would love to do that for someone, because the fear they must have. So this morning, it was just, I was not prepared, you guys, for what I saw. Like, I walked in and I thought, I'll just go toilet paper and grab some right away. We have enough here. I feel we do, but I'm not now shopping anymore in terms of weeks. I'm trying to shop for at least 2 weeks, if not more, just in case of how, it's just going to get worse until it gets better, right? And so I walk in and I know exactly my aisles. Again, I'm there every week, and I walk down the toilet paper aisle, which of course is just deserted. There's like three little lonely boxes of Kleenex sitting there, no paper towels, no napkins, no nothing, basically nothing to wipe your butt with except a couple boxes of Kleenex with signs everywhere that says one paper item per household. So it wasn't even like one Kleenex, one this. It was one paper item you got to choose from, which was basically the three boxes of Kleenex sitting there. So, okay, so I could deal with that because I'd seen that before. I'd seen that already previously, a couple days ago. I already had that shock, whatever. What I was not ready for is when I went back, that aisle is way on the left side near dairy. And so they were out of eggs, milk. The butter was almost gone. The yogurt was almost completely gone. Bottled water, I don't really understand during a crisis like this, so we didn't grab bottled water. There was some left, but that was almost depleted. Obviously hand soap is hard to find, hand sanitizer is hard to find, cleaning products were all out, Lysol wipes were all out. The meat department, it was like the store had just opened for the first time ever and they hadn't stocked anything yet. That's how bare our shelves were today. And this is the one in Haines City for those of you who live here. And I mean, literally, you guys, like I grabbed the pork chops. They had BOGO on pork chops, and I was like, well, at least I can grab those. Grabbed a couple of those, and they had some cube steaks. I grabbed some of those. They had some stew meat, whatever that was available. Basically, and they say they're gonna supplement as they can. But I have a friend that works there, and I asked him like, what are the odds here? And he was like, I can't even tell you when the truck's coming in, which I totally understand because that would just be, I think that would just throw everything into chaos. People knowing when the truck comes, and they'd all just sit there and wait. That's why they've armored vehicles with them lately. Craig, like I told you in another vlog, if you didn't catch it, that there was a police car actually sitting with a Publix truck that showed up. He said their trucks are actually having problems getting from the warehouse and stuff and getting supplies in because of the demand. And so you just kind of go into this like frenzy of like, I'm calling Craig up and I'm like, okay, why don't you go try Target while I see what I can figure out here. And I have a normal food list like everyone else does, but I'm looking at this list going like, okay, like what can I finagle here? Like what can I change? What can I fudge a little bit? Like as far as meals, I'm thinking, and then I'm thinking snacks, and then I'm thinking, okay, drinks. And again, we have our kids home, they're adult kids, but they're still, it's 4 adults basically living here now. And, just trying to figure out meals and lunches, and Kira's gonna be home now for the rest of next week. And so we're just trying to like get everybody together and fed, obviously, and what's going to be the easiest, and what's going to stay the longest, in your pantry. And they had a little thing on Inside Edition tonight about getting beans and pasta and tuna fish and fish in cans. And I don't know, I still not going to eat sardines. Virus or not, this girl's not eating sardines. Ugh. Do you guys eat sardines? I don't know anybody and any of my friends that I'm aware of that eat sardines. I just never like been at a party and someone opened up a can. I was like, this is delicious. I mean, isn't it like eating minnows? Like isn't that bait? I just don't understand sardines. Anyway, so every other aisle was just, and all the pasta was practically depleted. The sauce was going. Basically, it's funny. You find out what folks really don't like in a situation like this. Like what people really don't like. People really don't like Chobani yogurt. It was BOGO. There was tons of Chobani yogurt, but there was none like Dannon or anything. It's just kind of funny because you're like, you actually really kind of figure out what people like and what people don't like, or like a certain spaghetti sauce. There was like a ton of that one left, like with garlic, and then all the rest were gone. Like if it was Prego, Ragu, Mids, whatever it was hilarious. Or like the protein pasta was left over, like everything else was gone. And I was like, this you gotta find some humor in some of this. Like, of course, the whole candy aisle was full, and the chips and soda aisle was full, and we got huge big bags of like those big like garbage bag size cat and dog food for the animals, so they're set. We made sure we had all our meds ready to go. I was thinking about the girls and I and that kind of stuff, and making sure all that was like for a good month supply. And just it just gets nerve-wracking because you're trying to think of everything that you normally just kind of casually go here and casually go there for, and you're like, you know, maybe I should get this now if this gets out of hand. I have my vitamins. Yeah, so it was just a day where I came home with the groceries, about ready to cry in the line when I was checking out, and I just never had that reaction before, but I was literally just kind of sitting there with just, I don't know, like just this, I don't know, I was ready to cry, just standing in line, just holding my cart like this, looking at my food and everybody around us, and you're trying to stay, you know, you're 6 feet apart and social distance, and I'm so sick of hearing that term already. I'm sure you are too. And, you know, you're just aware if anyone coughs, if anyone sneezes, you know, I'm just doing this all the time with my Purell in line and after I get in the car. And yeah, we were lucky to find another Publix this afternoon that had some stuff that the other one did not. It was a brand new one that's built over off Ronald Reagan. So we went to that one instead and had a few things that we didn't have. But we're hunkered down now. We just wanted to make sure that we had everything we needed, supplies we needed, you know, at least a good week and a half, 2 weeks, if not more. Toilet paper is at Target. Target had way more toilet paper. Obviously, Publix had nothing. So just keep that in mind. And a good friend of mine told me a good tip is to go look at the mom and pop kind of grocery stores or your international grocery stores. They probably have a lot of stuff that people just aren't even thinking about. That there is like one of those type of Asian grocery stores. It used to be with the Chinese theme park over there off of 192. I don't know what it's called. But I was thinking of that one, like, oh, I bet they have supplies, and people don't even realize that one's over there. I don't know if it's still open or not, but it used to be. It's right behind the Mini Golf and Taco Bell over there on 192, for those of you who know what I'm talking about. So that's a good tip, you know, look at your smaller stores, or even gas stations if you're really looking for a certain thing that you know that they might carry. Yeah, this is just kind of crazy, and we're just trying to stay sane, stay healthy. You know, keeping updates with all my friends, you know, trying to find out if anyone has it, and everyone, you know, checking on my mom and dad, and, you know, their others, and, you know, my brother and his side of the family. And yeah, it's frightening. It's scary. And I came in from all that grocery shopping, and I always back up into the driveway, and all the family kind of pulls their groceries out, and I just stood there, and my head was just, I have migraines pretty easy. This was not a migraine. It hasn't been a stress headache or something, but my head was just like this. It hurt so bad. And we buy this stuff called Calm. If you've never heard of it, like invest in some right now during this crisis. You put 2 under your tongue and it kind of just settles you down. And I took it without having to take any headache meds, and it worked really well. It just brought me down. It took the edge off of just that feeling of something's gonna happen. So like yeah. And it's pretty rare I get like that unless it's like near that, you know, time of the month. Otherwise, I don't get like that. And so it actually freaked me out that I was having such a reaction to that grocery store. And just seeing the looks on all the older people's faces, and they were just like looking at me and I'm looking at them. And, you know, I think I looked at one of the older ladies and I'm like, well, this is fun, isn't it? Like, and I'm just a talker in line because I'm so bored standing there and I'm sick of looking at my phone. And I feel like, let's have some community. I was like, what if I just start singing right now online? What if I just started singing Amazing Grace? Like right here, I'm just gonna start singing it. I almost did, just for the sake of doing it. I don't know. It's just a powerful moment in that moment where everyone's so stressed out. You almost just want to break the silence with some type of something. You can't hold hands. You can't We Are the World it. So So I did the one errand to the other Publix, and thankfully there weren't many people there. So I was in and out. I'm still washing my hands. Everybody here is doing well. I will definitely keep you updated. Please keep me updated. How are you doing? How is your family doing? Do you know someone who has it? You know, we catch a lot from the news, and I don't want to get any slack for the news. I just know that we all follow different channels and whatnot. And regardless of who and what you follow, there always can be misinformation because it's just what life is. We all interpret things differently, and I think that how some of the scare definitely is that sometimes we're inundated with so much information that I really try to focus on like checking in the morning on my phone, and then I watch like the 6:30 news, and that's it. I don't, if I'm inundated with it, even Inside Edition, at least, like it's like I call my trash talk. TV show where it's just like, it's just ridiculous, like Inside Edition. If you've ever, and if you watch it, like it's just silly stuff. It's always just ridiculous things. Like we joke in our family, like, you know, can penguins fly? You know, these penguins went to New York City, and like they always have these just like ridiculous headlines. And so that I usually watch right after the news, which usually basically repeats what the news just said. But I can't sit like in on any type of cable news, either side. I cannot listen to it all day long because it just eats my soul away to think about who's sick right now, who's hurting right now, who might be dying from this right now. There's a story going around. I posted it on my personal page. I took it off TRT because I don't know if this is fake or not. Someone sent it to me. I don't think if they know if it was fake or not. That a gentleman was came to Disney World and spread it, and on his own personal account. This is where I think it's fake, is because he only has 4 pictures, and a lot of people lock down their accounts so you can't see everything. And obviously I'm not friends with this person. I can't think of his name. Just look it up. It's on TMZ.com. So that tells you something. It's on TMZ. So that alone, I know better than to share anything off of them. But the comments, I was reading the comments for, you know, and they were updating on his health on like every single day. But how it proceeded and how it came to be and how much information was out there, it didn't sound like anybody in the comments was like a brother, a sister, a family friend. So I feel like someone like that, you know, you'd be hearing like, oh my gosh, I'm praying for them, like how's this and how's that and how's that, and it just felt like the comments were very, the rest of us looking at him being like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, is he okay, is he this? I don't doubt for a hot second, there has been people going to Disney, Universal, SeaWorld, Busch Gardens, pick a theme park around the world that doesn't have it. You hope they don't. We hope that we find the information that they don't. And it's not their fault they had it to carry there. They just probably, you know, didn't realize they had it and brought it. But, you know, I wanted to share it thinking it was a real story just for anyone that was in Disney that week. And hey, you know, just be aware of this is where he was. But the same token, it's like, you know, if you have it, you have it, you don't, you're going to find it either way. So, yeah, I will be a lot more careful on sharing that kind of stuff because I read it and I think, oh, I know my readers will want to see this because this is, you know, it's connected to Disney. And so someone might, you know, feel the need to know that, but I don't know. The more I read into it, the more I think it's not a real story, but then Inside Edition covered it tonight. And again, it's my trash talk news, so I don't know if that's real or not as well. I think they picked it up from TMZ. And TMZ had quite a few details about it, but if they were just reading off his Facebook page, I could write you the same story because it was detailing how he was doing every single day. And then they talked about this drug. There's 2 drugs in the news right now. They said they were trying this one with the letter R. I can't think of it. Also was treated for Ebola, or originally for Ebola, and that people were having success on this drug. And so it just looked a little too uniformed. So go check that out. Look up the story. Tell me what you guys think, if that's fake or, you know, fake or real. I don't know. And in this day and age, you just don't know anymore. It's horrible. I don't know if I trust any news, anyone, anything anymore, because this is 2020 and this is what we're left with. So anyway, happy Thursday, is it? You know, why does it feel like Friday? Everyone's told me that. Amy, feels like Friday. I know, right? So I hope you're all, I don't know what you say anymore. I know that if you're watching this, you're in quarantine like the rest of us. I hope you're staying sane in your home. I don't know about you guys, but I look forward to going to bed now. I did before, but now I'm like, oh good, this day is over. So maybe another day. And I'm just hoping that we hit the curve soon of this, that we can finally just start looking ahead, looking at better days. I put something on my personal Facebook page, which is, you can find it on Facebook, that basically talked about never taking for granted again, you know, hugging a friend or shaking a stranger's hand, or, you know, just all the things that come with, you know, touching and the love that we share with each other in community. And, you know, the stories I see in the news are the beautiful side of the news are the ones where people are playing music for people, or, you know, a woman's whole family came to say happy birthday to her from her nursing home. They all stood in the road, you know, I think it was her 95th birthday, and that's special. That's really cool. So I hope you're all doing okay. I miss you all. I miss Disney. I miss my adventures. So right now we all just have to do this virtually. So yeah, go hit up my YouTube. I have a bunch of videos on there that are in the park. If you feel like in the Christmas mood, I guess Christmas lights are coming back. That's a thing right now. Go watch my Osborne videos. That always makes me smile. So have a wonderful evening. I hopefully will check in with you guys tomorrow. We'll see. All right. Bye guys.